Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to City Edition with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very, very welcome. And you'll never guess what city we're doing this month. Would it be Paris? No. Would it be Timbuktu? No. It's London. The self-proclaimed most accurate London on the workshop, no less, by DrewPeacock. The link to this is down in the description, but before you go and immediately subscribe to it, there are a few things we need to talk about. There are a lot of things we need to talk about. Believe me, there's so much we need to talk about. This particular series that I do, I allowed for 12 hours of work and research time for putting together the series. There's only 4 shows in each one, and yeah, we're talking about 20 minutes to half an hour per show as a maximum. So yeah, the actual recording would only be about 2 hours of that, and the rest of it would be like research and planning and narration and all that sort of stuff. Well, I am currently 8 hours into my allotted 12 hours for this. Honestly, I have had so many problems with this city. Let me first of all, look how glorious it looks, okay? Let's just get that out of the way. Let's start off with the statement, the proclaimed most accurate London on the workshop. I'm not going to argue against it. I'm not going to argue for it. I have not compared with other, well, London's on the workshop. It may well be the most accurate. It's not incredibly accurate, but it is to a degree. To a degree, I'll go with accurate, right? I'm aware that Skystorm, when the first game came out, did a really amazing, do go check it out, an amazing series where he was trying to recreate London, and that would, if there is a save of that particular game, that would be a contender. This, however, to be fair, I don't want to put down DrewPeacock's work at all. This isn't half bad. Okay, it's half finished. That's the first thing I'll say. I'm going to leave it on this view for a few more moments. It's half finished, but I do want to tell you about what problems I have had with it, because I need to alert you in case you feel that you want to go and have a go at this. First of all, there was if you're going to be using mods, it probably won't matter so much, but water. There were no underground pipes at all. Now, London has got a very aged Victorian sewer system that works fine, just about, I would suggest, these days. There were no pipes put down at all. We had all the pumping and sewage, but no pipes. Also, there was no power to the pumping and to the sewage outlets. So even if you connected the pipes up, they wouldn't work. Anyway, when I first loaded the map up, I actually spent half an hour recording this particular show to you guys, and the population dropped from, well, 250,000 down to 150,000 in the time it took me to record the show. And I thought, why? What? Surely this should be a stable save, surely. It was at that point that I realised there was no water. And I thought, oh, bloody hell. So I recorded myself putting in all the pipes, and I was going to time-lapse it for you guys. And then I realised there was no power, so I put the power onto the pipes as well. But it didn't resolve the fact that the city was dying. People were leaving in their droves. So anyway, I then today reloaded the city. Oh, first of all, asset count. Need to get to asset count first of all. There are a bugger load of assets in this map, in this city save. Oh my god. There is a one-click collection, and then there are, I think it was another 6 or 8 linked collections. So I had subscribed to all of these, and then 3 hours later, they had all uploaded to my system. That's how many. There's a lot. I do have a bit of a power machine on the go here, and even with the power machine, you'll see that we have a little bit of lagginess in the screen. Nothing I can do about that. In cinematic mode, possibly, where we can slow the animation right down, and then capture the frames more accurately, and then speed it up for a smoother fly through. And I'll try and do that for you for the end of this show. Assets, though. So anyway, I'd subscribed to everything. I had power, I had water, still people, and the city looked incomplete. It really did, it looked incomplete. So I started recording episode 2, which I haven't even started doing now, because I've had to start again from scratch. Episode 2, there were cars parked in places where there should not have been cars parked. This sent alarm bells to me. For example, like there was a residential area, and there was like houses, and then there was a gap with just like green space, and then there were cars parked on said green space. This told me that there were supposed to be assets there. So I loaded up the loading screen mod report and had a look, and there were another 60 buildings, not assets, 60 buildings that were missing from the collection. So I've now reloaded everything up again, started recording episode 1 again with the full complete city as it has been left. Look at the planes are going crazy. As it has been left by the creator, and hopefully we'll be able to get some kind of series recorded now. Time is now an issue for me because it took 3 hours, a bit more than that actually, 3 hours to download all of the assets. When it comes to recording WhatsApp, I have to have everything enabled to be able to access the asset for the asset review. This will kill my computer. It literally does not have the space. I will have to disable all of the items that don't. It's too much trouble. Honestly, I have to record everything now in the next 4 hour sitting, 3 to 4 hour sittings, and then obviously I've got all the editing to do as well. I have now got my back to the wall thanks to this particular city. But let's make the best of it, shall we? I've been talking for a long time. Let me come out of this mode, hit the escape button, and pull right back to show you what the city looks like from above. Oh, hello. That's not the angle I was hoping for. Let's get a traditional which way's down. Which way's down in there. Yes. We've now got south to the bottom. Boom. There you go. That is the city. Now, I know that you were expecting more. I was expecting more. That said, there's a lot of work gone into this. So, to be fair, it's not a finished city. It's enticing you to come along and finish the city. Look, the population, 120,000. 975, 120. I was climbing. It's actually, no, it's dropping. I've got the red number. In the time it's taken me to talk to you, the population has been dying again. I don't understand. This is not a stable city. I'm really frustrated. Let me just quickly show you, right? I've popped in the wind generators to provide water, and if I go into water mode, into pipe mode, there we have got pipes all over the frickin' city there. Everything's in place. There is no reason at all. If we got water availability, water pumping capacity, yeah, we are well over capacity. Everything's fine. There's no reason for the population to be dying. Let me come back out of that mode there. 121. Yes, population is falling like a rock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the simulation so we don't lose any more population. We don't really need the simulation running to be able to have a quick explore. Right, so what we've got is this is the main city centre of London. We've got very recognisable EastEnders style Thames River running right the way through the middle. The one thing I'll tell you about the Thames River is it is a tidal river, but the water flow that we've got is it's running upstream. Now I'm putting that down to the tide coming in. Yeah, Does that make sense? So the tide is coming from the right. Sorry, the water flow is going from the right to the left, as opposed to the direction you'd naturally expect it to be running, because the sea is off that way. Okay, the North Sea and so forth. And if you go that way, you're heading off into mainland England. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the overview. You've got the main city. You've got all the touristy type areas are kind of like, you've got a lot going on here. The Buckingham Palace over here. St Paul's. Is that St Paul's? Hard to tell from the air. That's not St Paul's. Of course, it's not St Paul's. I knew that. Hang on, I've lost track of where I am. I'm floating. You've got Big Ben going on here. And then if we go up and in a little bit, actually I'm going to take it down to street level. Let's go down and have a little look street level. So we've got, imagine you're getting off at the underground here by, I think this is Charing Cross railway station here. I could be wrong. Oh, by the way, Chinese street signs, brilliant. Billboards even. Right, and you've got a nice view here overlooking the Thames and the Shard over there, and planes floating in the air because I've switched the simulation off. Let's take a little stroll up. I just want to show you one place we can go. Oh, look, great view inside the old the floor raising up. It's great. I mean, there's going to be a lot of glitching. We're not going to expect perfection out of this map at all, and city at all. It's just too much. There is too much. We're going to take a little right turn here and start going up there. I'm not sure that this hill is actually this steep in real life. I would say it's one of these things, because I've spent so much time working on this particular city already, we're not going to be able to compare overlays. It's just not going to be a done thing. We'll just have to accept that it's a close rendition, if not an accurate rendition of the city. We come up here, we have got our old friend, Admiral Nelson, up his column there. All right, Admiral, how you doing? This particular asset, I'm going to point this one out. This particular asset has something wrong about it. Let me come out of this mode here. We've got one lion. We have 2 lions. We have 3 lions. We've got 4 lions. 4 lions on me shirt. No, there should be an empty plinth. 1 empty plinth there, and 3 lions guarding Admiral Nelson. I don't even know which one's supposed to be the empty one. It's been so long since I've been to the City of London. Ah, crikey. Anyway, so we've got all that going on, and we'll have a look at a lot of the city infrastructure and touristy type areas later on in the series. This particular one, which is going on all month. What we're going to do, though, is going to pull right back. I'm going to hit this button here, and we'll have a look at all the info views, because that's a good way to start by looking at city. We're going to quickly fly through all of these. Electricity, we have full coverage. Now, I'm going to point this out. The power station is down here on the right hand side of the map. I don't know London that well. I know it as much as anybody else in the United Kingdom who doesn't regularly go to London, I would suggest. This nuclear power station doesn't exist in real life. He's taken the executive decision, and quite right too, to put a nuclear power station, or a power station down here, that I can tell. I'm using Google. I can't find a power station down there. What I would have done personally is over here, and I think it's in this area here. I think this is it. Battersea Power Station, which used to be the main power station for London. Way back when. It's long since been decommissioned, and it's now used for events and Red Bull air races and all that. Well, not air races, but all that sort of stuff. It's used for events and concerts and stuff. And I would have basically set up Battersea Power Station to be the power plant for the city. It would make a lot more sense than just making one up. So that's what I would personally have done. Not finding fault, of course. Anyway, water. We have good water coverage, but only because of me. None of these pipes were in place. So there we are. Garbage. We have multiple garbage collection points all over the city. So I don't know how accurate those are. I'm not worrying about accuracy. I'm not looking for how close it is to the City of London. I think that's going to be too much of an ask. Education. We have elementary schools. we have high schools and we have universities, and there seems to be good coverage all over the city. Happiness, well, yes, there's a reasonable amount of park space and such. 46% only for residential, so that'd be nice to see if that could be pushed up a little bit if you wanted to take on the city. Then we have health. Health, there are plenty of hospitals in the City of London indeed. Levels, that you have a quick glance at that. I won't go into levels on those. Once again, if you're playing plopping or whatever, then that won't be relative. Also, you won't really be interested in the wind, because I don't see many wind farms going up on this particular map, although I've obviously placed some down just for emergency. Traffic. Now traffic. This is something that will interest a lot of you. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, and we've got some very heavily used roads here, which is obviously preventing the garbage from being collected. But yes, we've got quite a lot of heavy used roads. And guess what? This is London. You're going to be expecting there to be some very heavily used roads. That said, some of the roads you'd expect to be quite heavily used, like all the bridges. All of the bridges are green. There's no green. Yeah, that ship is supposed to be there. HMS Belfast, or an equivalent of. I'm sure that's right, Belfast. It's been a long time. And we've got an extensive looking at this underground system, and we will try and have a look at that in a later show, which will be later for me today, if I can find time. Good grief. Pollution. Well, not too much, and not too much near the residential zone, so I think we can let that go. And it should be noisy, and it is noisy. It's a noisy city. Fire coverage. Now, fire coverage is pretty good in the residential areas, but we are looking to set up a Great Fire of London out on the peripheries over here and over here. I mean, to be fair, it has been about 450 years since we had the last Great Fire of London, so maybe it's time to burn everything down and start again. I don't mean it. I don't mean it. Crime. This is London. Crime is really low. Give DrewPeacock their credit. They have been a very good Mayor of London with crime. Transport. Now, there's a lot to look at with transport. We will have a look at that a little bit later on as well. Just too much to cover here in this quick flyover. Population. You can see where the population is, and that we've got a real mix of, it's fairly equal. Adults at 34%, but everything else is a reasonable level. And there we are. Let's have a quick look at the outside connections. Well, yeah, you can see where the industries are. Indeed. Land value, it's high. It's London. It should be high. I give credit for that, I think. And then we have natural resources. We'll skip over that because you're not going to be doing much in the way of drilling here. Districts. The districts are fairly well marked out, I think. We have Camden, where there's a market. Hackney, where they used to do races. And then Newham, I won't say about Newham really, pretty bland Newham. Tower Hamlets and the city of, this is the Isle of Dogs area where you have Canary Wharf. Tower Hamlets famous for their MP as much as anything. The City of London, that is the city within the city. It's kind of like almost like a standalone area. Westminster, where we have the Parliament and all of the a lot of the areas of interest. Wandsworth, there's a common, and I think there used to be a prison. Oh, hang on, Wandsworth. Yes, good spelling. Lambeth, where we do a lot of walking. Savok. Lewisham, Lewisham indeed. Greenwich, where the meridian runs through. There should, if you're building this, there will probably be a museum somewhere in that area. And then we have Mrs. Merton's hometown. We have Sutton. We have Croydon. Love a bit of Croydon. But more than that, I love a bit of Bromley. Do love a bit of Bromley. Okay, anyways, that's your districts. Then we've got the leisure. If I pull in a little glance at what we have for coverage there. Terrain heights, that's your map there. And of course, we do have a river valley going on. So there we are, terrain heights. Heating. It's kind of irrelevant. This isn't really a snowfall map. Road maintenance seems to be pretty good at the moment, I think. Seems to be pretty damn good. Where we go. There we got traffic routes. Yeah, I've left everything switched on there. I don't think there's really too much I can show here without actually zooming right in. Very hard to, on this quick overview, to have a look at that. Tourism. There should be quite a bit of tourism going on, and there are lots of places of interest to be touristified. Yes, good. Tours. Right, lots of areas again for tours if you want to be going into the into that part of the Park Life DLC. All good. Park maintenance. So yes, we have some parky type areas as well. I think we really do need to make certain areas into parks rather than just plop them down like this. Like we've got Hyde Park or whatever in the area over here. So we could do with some proper parks being drawn out. Industries, pretty much we covered that already, I think. And post offices, there's very low coverage of the post office. Although somewhere, I think we saw it earlier. Let me get rid of this. There is the what used to be called, I don't know what it's called now. They renamed these buildings all the time. What used to be the post office tower used to be the tallest building in the United Kingdom. When I was growing up as a child, this was the thing that was pointed out to us. The GPO, the post office tower. There, the BT tower. It looks like it might be called now. Yeah, well, all the TV signals and radio signals were all centered through here. This was the latest of technology. See by all the little dishes and whatever. Yep, that was it. Of course, it's now dwarfed by the likes of, you can see in the middle at the back, the Shard. Right, that is going to have to be it for today. I've given you a quick overview. Also told you what the problems with this particular map are, or this particular corner map, this particular city are, if you want to have a go at it. Let's have a quick look at where we are going with the population. Population's starting to grow now. This is good news. I've just switched the simulation back on, and population's grown. So when you come back, hopefully this city will have filled up with population, and I'll start recording again. Oh no, we're dropping. What is going on with the population in the city? I'm going to let the simulation settle down over a few minutes. I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee. Then I'm going to record episode 2, and we'll get down and have a look at some of the street level detail of some of the areas of the city. Right, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and subscribing. Don't forget to join me next week for another city edition from London. The most accurate London on the workshop. Oh, excuse me.